I'm a meatball on top of spaghetti, all covered with cheese. I lost my poor meatball when somebody sneezed. He went through the garden and under the door. I lost my poor meatball 'cause he was a whore. Ha 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 ha! Meat. Making your way in the world today takes everything you got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you wanna go watch a movie with PJ. Lord, and he's always glad you came. You wanna be where you could see our troubles are all the same. You wanna go and watch a movie with PJ.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. I really don't know what just happened there. I'm a little horrified of whatever that was. Chris pretending to be Meatloaf as a meatball. I don't know. Hi, welcome back to the PJ Campbell Network. I am your host, PJ Campbell. It's good to be back with you guys. Happy Monday. We're doing our animated Monday feature today, and it felt like a good time to do a movie that we hadn't really talked about. We kind of came up with it at the last minute, and it was Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. But the best part about this, and Max and I did this by total accident, we did not know when we had decided this was what we were doing, that today is actually Bruce Campbell's 62nd birthday. And as someone who is maybe the world's biggest Bruce Campbell fan, this was more than appropriate then to celebrate his birthday today because he is in the film. And it's pretty great. But also back today, Evan Degraff, you've been gone, man. What's going on?
Honestly, it's hard to explain, but I'm just glad I'm back. I feel like this channel may or may not have missed my presence. Probably not, but I'm here anyways, and that's my job, and I'm sticking to it.
Well, then if it's your job real quick, how about you take the kids through the stuff that's going on this week?
Oh my God, I haven't even looked at the thing yet, so this is gonna be rough, y'all. First, if y'all checked out one of the best episodes I think that's ever been on the PJ Campbell Show, Front Center Magazine with Robert Kiki. I probably said that wrong. I'm sorry, but like the guy wrote music for the Percy Jackson stage show. How freaking cool is that? So make sure you guys go check that out. And then we don't really have much that's like to announce happening. Chris Clark had Dreamgirls. I think did that air yet?
No,
like
I said, this week.
It airs this week. It airs on what I'm going to assume is a Wednesday. Yes. And that has both Alex Shawchek and Janine the Machine. And they're going to be talking about Dreamgirls, which is really exciting. And if you know anything about Chris Clark, I feel like that musical is right up his alley. So that's definitely going to be a fun episode. And then, guys, PJ, I was away. I was in a different world. And PJ said, we're doing a double feature. I'm like, what? He said, we're doing a double feature of what?
No, you're doing it the wrong way, man. You got to start with the OG. Yeah, we're doing Friday, starting 2 hours earlier than we normally do at 5 p.m. PDT. We're starting with Raiders of the Lost Ark, followed by The Rocketeer. And one of the, glorious things for me is that I never thought we would get to a point where I was like, we're just going to do The Rocketeer. And then it was like, we're going to do a double feature of pulp heroes in the 90s, like 80s, 90s movie making. And we're going to just do two movies back to back where people punch Nazis, and it's going to be a good time because it feels like very cathartic with everything going on right now. So I'm here for it. And I hope that who else is here for it is our friend Maxwell Haddad. Hello, my friend. Welcome back.
Hello there. I was also away, not from the PJ Campbell Network, but from my home, but I'm back home. I have some, we'll call it giggle juice that I will be sipping on throughout tonight's film. I am dreading the double feature as much as I'm looking forward to it. Please do watch our episode of Front Center Mezzanine with Rob Rakicki. And we're getting ready to announce who our next guest is. It's pretty exciting. If you thought Rob Rakicki was a big deal, this dude. Oh my God. But
Oh man.
More on that later. I'd say
Yeah.
what's today, Monday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Keep an eye on my Twitter, and
It's going to be good.
we'll be posting that. So it's exciting times at the PJ Campbell Network.
Yeah.
And I just hope everyone has fun tonight.
I do too.
Sometimes it's awesome just to like chill, watch a funny movie, and have fun with your friends.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we wanted to go with. And so tonight we're doing Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, as you guys have already seen. And this is a film that it means a lot to me. Number one, I love Phil Lord and Chris Miller quite a bit, and this was their directorial debut. And that to me was a very big deal when it was announced, because I was one of the people who actually watched Clone High when it was back on MTV, all 13 episodes. I was also a massive fan of Spin City and Scrubs and How I Met Your Mother, and they had been a part of all of those in different ways. And so for them to come out and do an animated film that ended up being a disaster film spoof animated was just like the right move for them to really make their coming out party of, we're here and excited and we're going to blow the socks off you guys when we make movies. So
I'm a big fan of their movie Solo, so I'm really excited to get to check this out for the first time.
God, you're the worst. Oh, look at
JK.
real quick,
JK.
Disney Magic. This is their first watch of the film.
Awesome.
Whoa.
What a perfect way to do it.
But,
I hope
like,
that you have fun with it.
I also
actually
just
love
want
this movie. It's one of my favorite animated films of the decade. I think it has so much heart. It has that same kind of like tongue-in-cheek humor that I would say something like a Captain Underpants does, but it did it first, and it does it a little bit better. And it's just so good. It's so good.
I just want to say this is based on a classic picture book.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of the picture books my mom read to me all the time as a kid. I was obsessed. So when I first saw the trailer, I was a little hesitant because the reality is it's different than the picture book, but you can't make a feature film out of a picture book without making significant changes. And I think the changes are for the better, which we will get into when we watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Woo.
So I guess with that, I think we're all ready to go. If you guys don't own the film already, I did tweet the link earlier. If you don't follow me on Twitter, it's a good way to figure out where we're getting the movies and stuff. I always try to post it with the link for the show. It is on Netflix. So we have it queued up at 00. I am ready to go whenever you guys are. Are you ready? Awesome. So I'm going to count down from 5. When I hit 0 and say go, hit play, and you're going to watch Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs with us, starring Bill Hader, Bruce Campbell, Andy Samberg, Anna Faris, Ed Harris. There's all sorts of people in this movie.
Can I see this cast in live action?
I wish. All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, can I just say real quick, the moment I knew I was going to love this movie is right here. Right when this moment happens that you guys are about to witness, I realized this was going to be one of my favorite films of the decade. And there it is. It's so perfect and so dumb. And it made me realize that Lord and Miller were perfectly at home in the animated world.
Yeah, they have really unique comedic sensibilities. I think that sets them apart from a lot of other filmmakers of this generation. And anytime they've gotten to express that to the full extent that they want to, it's been a success.
This, too, a film by a lot of people, is brilliant to me.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's very Ryan Johnson thing to do, to be honest.
These guys are some of the most brilliant meta humor filmmakers of all time, in my opinion. They are up there with the guys who even did like Naked Gun and things like that. And I think that the Jump Street films really benefited from their humor as well, obviously.
I think the Jump Street films are awesome. Also, can I just say, Chris Miller liked our tweets earlier about we're doing this. So thanks, Chris.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. We hope
you, Mr. Christopher Miller.
It's so good. We hope that you come and join us. This was one of the first 3D experiences that I remembered blowing my socks off when I went to see it.
I've always felt animation, especially CG animation, is what's best suited for 3D.
Yeah.
I like this idea. Dan and I said, can we do a Hot Rod watch along? I would love to do that. And if we do it, Dan, I'd love to have you on.
I think it's pronounced Hot Rod watch along.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, Disney Magic brings up, had a similar feeling about the book adaptation, but for me it was Polar Express, and I adored that. I actually really love that movie too. I think it's better than the book as well, personally.
I love the eyes in this movie. I think they're very cartoony, and I think they bring such a great texture to the different characters.
Mm-hmm. They're also very soulful.
Yeah.
And I agree with Mike. Sony Pictures Animation is much better with Lord and Miller in their
I
corner.
cannot wait for, and the name is escaping me, with the new one they produced coming out.
Oh, yeah. The one that I saw the trailer for it.
It looks awesome.
Yeah. I'm going to look real quick while we're sitting here.
I love the Tesla poster on his wall. He idolizes scientists. Oh.
I'm not going to lie. Flynn is like maybe the most adorable child. And wow.
I mean, baby Moana might have something to say about that, but it's up. He's up there.
Yeah, he's up there. Connected. That's the one we're thinking of.
That movie looks dope.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. I also is that Lauren Graham, I think, is his mom? It's a small part. Someone big voices his mom.
Oh, the music. Love it. Like you already feel. Yeah, exactly. His eyes. It's exactly right.
It is. It was Lauren Graham who voiced his mother.
I love Lauren Graham. There's also one could do like fan canon and think this is like the origin story of Rick from Rick and Morty.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh yeah, Neil Patrick Harris is also in this. He is Steve the monkey. For those who are not aware, Mr. T is in this movie. This movie's got a great cast.
This movie is amazing. I'm so glad we picked it.
I am too.
When I saw it when I was in a disclosed location, I was like pretty excited. I was like, oh, I like this movie. This is a good movie.
Yeah. Also,
Brad Bird who?
I also love the use of color in this movie because when they show up at the beginning here, it's so gloomy and just it really evokes emotion out of you right away. Like all the characters are colorful.
I think
the world is not.
Another great thing Lord and Miller do is little visual gags. Like as he's narrating that sardines are super gross, the headline of the newspaper we see is sardines are super gross.
Yeah, absolutely. And their dialogue is great because just to his point, life became boring and flavorless. And what an 80s colorful montage and logo.
I want a shirt with like that logo and like all the different colors around it.
Yeah.
I'm sure it exists. My shirt's colorful.
So I remember that is a great shirt. I still remember when they announced this, and I was so unsure how to handle it because I'm one of those people that, again, kind of what we were talking about earlier, this was a book I grew up reading, and I wasn't sure how you were going to adapt it because it's a kid's picture book. It's 30 pages. You're expecting to make at least a 90-minute film.
Well, I think it nails like that, the essence of it and the heart of it.
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely. Steve. Ken. Bill Hader is perfect in this, by the way.
I think Bill Hader is one of the great talents of the last 15 years.
I agree. I think he had the best run on SNL for a long time. He's one of my favorite SNL cast members of all time. For those who don't know, I still religiously watch SNL.
Yes, and I highly, highly recommend you watch Skeleton.
Yes.
If you haven't seen it, I think he gives an awards-worthy performance. And also Barry is exceptional.
Agreed. He's done a lot of great work. I will watch him in anything.
10, 15 years from now when we discuss like which SNL cast members had the best post-SNL careers, he'll be high up there with like Bill Murray, Robert Downey Jr., which people forget he was on the show for a year. Julia Louis-Dreyfus was on the show for a bit.
I'd even put Dan Aykroyd up there. I know a lot of his later films are not great, but he made a lot of interesting decisions when you look at some of the things he did as well.
Mike K gets it.
Yeah, dude.
It's so underrated.
It's totally underrated. Also, Malcolm says, I was sad they replaced Mr. T in the sequel with Terry Crews. I think that was a choice on Mr. T's part, personally speaking, probably. I forgot to tell you guys, Cthulhu is also back tonight. He wanted to watch the movie with us. So we got our Cthulhu on.
Also, if you guys would like to donate, we have a Streamlabs in the link in the description below. I'll
put it also in and I'll also put it in the comments.
Do we put it in the chat. Digital copies to give away, or are those all gone?
And we have a lot of digital copies. Anyone who wants to donate even $5, We're going to toss a free digital copy your way of your choice of movies that we have. We've got Birds of Prey. We've got Braveheart, Gladiator, all sorts of stuff, man. I just show you guys that I could just, flash a bunch of pretty cool digital codes. So
I like that his elevator exits into porta potty.
That's right.
That is a really weird dude.
You know what? This was one of the first times, similar to JD in Scrubs, and again, to the shock of no one, because Bill Lawrence worked with Lord and Miller back in the day also on Clone High, that I felt like a character kind of really got my mindset in the way that I think and act. Like, I really relate to Flynn more than I probably should, but that's because the character is so relatable, and it really feels like his world is my world.
Are these the greatest eyebrows in the history of animated cinema?
It's real close. It's got to be, right? The rat bird stealing things. Is this the second best family film that he is in as a father? Because the first is obviously Elf, right?
Elf is pretty awesome.
I'm just throwing that out there. I agree that the recent Power Rangers movie was good, in fact, by the way.
It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with that movie.
I need to rewatch it, and I'll leave it at that.
Dan says, but PJ, you sing to yourself as you do your daily tasks, so I buy it. I do that. I also have the very elaborate daydreams that JD has in Scrubs.
It's so interesting that even in non-Disney animated films, there's always the trope of the dead parent.
Mm-hmm.
We just learned that his mom has been dead for 10 years. And it's just, I'm sure people far more psychologically inclined than I am have done studies as to why that is.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, and I think part of it is to also, and there he is. Happy birthday to Bruce Campbell, who's the mayor of the town here.
AKA the Chin.
Yes. And they even give him a chin, by the way. Can we appreciate that they even give him an animated chin?
And a great head of hair.
Uh-huh. Have you guys seen the videos and pictures he's been posting on Twitter since his beard
is luxurious? And I'm not going to lie, he's giving me some real sexy daddy vibes these days.
I'm not going to lie. Yeah.
It's looking real fine.
Andy Samberg's another one who, post SNL, had a great career.
Yeah.
Great decision.
Hot Rod, which Dan mentioned earlier, and of course, 9-9.
Yep, 9-9. 9-9.
I even have a soft spot for that movie he did with the Sandman.
Well, and I'm also a big fan of Popstar.
Yes, Popstar I think is brilliant, and I'm super stoked for Palm Springs, which
I am too.
goes to Hulu in July.
Deshaun Sullivan.
Hello, Sully. I don't like you anymore because you think Elf is overrated, but we'll talk about that another time.
I think Elf is perfect. I watch it at least like 30 times during Christmas season.
Sean, I might agree with you. That's it.
Okay.
9-9?
Yeah, that's right. Dan, 9-9.
This new season is going to be interesting to see the way how they decide to write it.
Mm-hmm. I was surprised, by the way, when I heard Bruce Campbell say hellhole in an animated kids film based off of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. I was like, oh man, this really is a Lord and Miller movie. Like a little bit of, it's got a little bit of a bite.
Just watching his large adult son in the background is making me cackle.
There's a lot of background humor that's amazing in this movie.
Also, I think what's interesting, I didn't think about this when I first saw it as a child and I loved it, was you now have a duality of a son-father relationship with the other son-father relationship.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Again, the background humor of
the monkey
in the back and
the colors of that kind of looks like BB-8
a little bit. who is voiced by Bill Hader.
Bill Hader and Ben Schwartz.
Yeah.
So guys, just wait for the lens flare and maybe J.J. Abrams shadow directed this movie.
Okay. God, he's so good in this.
A lot of fathers and sons in this one.
Yeah.
Which the day after Father's Day is appropriate.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy belated Father's Day to any fathers that we have watching with us.
Yes, and happy belated birthday to the man, the myth, the meatball, Chris Clark.
Yes, absolutely, who gave us that wonderful rendition of the On Top of Spaghetti song apparently up
I think
top.
he's at a drive-in right now.
And frankly, happy belated birthday to me.
That's right. Happy
absolutely
birthday.
true. I made sure to shout you out earlier in the Lion King one. I made, I couldn't not.
I love being associated with the Lion King remake.
Also, shout out to the fact that
Yay!
Anna Faris is in this, and her character of Sam Sparks is working at a nose station, also like her character in the Scary Movie films.
PJ, while Anna Faris is great, you want to know who's even greater? Shout out to Sean Sullivan, who donated $5. Obligatory Streamlabs, who point out that you three are wonderful people. I love you, Sean Sullivan. You're like,
Sean.
top tier here in
Thank
my
you,
heart.
Sean. I actually invited him and Jillian to be on tonight, and they turned me down.
Hey,
Not
I'm
gonna lie
not
to
going
you.
to deny the $5.
I'm not going to deny the $5, but they could have been here. Is all I'm saying.
We
No,
will
I love Sean. And
quietly
Jillian.
accept your bribe, Sean.
Sean, what digital code do you want? Text me.
Or not.
Her face is she's trying. to
Wait,
think
this
of
is what we like to call commentary. That's really important to what's happening today.
Can I also just shout out the fact that we had Dan Nye say "yarp," and that is a brilliant Hot Fuzz reference, and we really need to do a Cornetto watch along at one of these days.
I'd love to do Hot Fuzz. Hot Fuzz is so good.
Yeah, Ben Bratt is the cameraman, and I do love that as well. I think that's
Oh,
I'm doing laundry. I'm out of work shirts.
sounds like excuses to me, Sean Sullivan.
How are those missing wisdom teeth? That's what's really important.
yeah.
Also, can we talk about, I love this thing with Baby Brent because you have this character who is clearly never wanted to grow up, and he's living off of childhood fame in a way that is so backwards and sad.
It kind of reminds me of how every 5 years we get a new picture with the kid who was the Nirvana cover album baby.
Yeah, right.
Like, I don't need to see this grown-ass man in a pool.
Mr. T. Oh, God, it's so good.
There's
Sardine land.
Sean, when can we zoom again, by the way? I miss your face. Brandon Hanna's in the chat. I wish I had some meatballs right now. But I forgot we're supposed to hate Brandon Hanna. Brandon, you suck.
Brandon, you can come over and make meatballs, but I can't promise you they'll be made of meat.
Malcolm's going to bat for Sean. He says laundry's more important than watching movies. I mean, look, maybe, but is it more important than hanging out with your friends?
Brandon, you're such a bozo. Then you come over. I'm not making you meatballs. I'm making you vegan balls.
I'm not going to insult Brandon Hanna. I want to still be friends with him, even though he's turned the Schmodown into a nightmare scenario.
I wasn't insulting him. I was just suggesting that maybe my meatballs would be chicken or turkey or some other sort of animal.
Yeah, his chest hair is tingling. It's that look that his dad gives him as he goes by and it does the slow-mo is perfect.
Everyone's getting in on the Brandon Hanna conversation.
Yeah, even Sean.
Bro, when he walks into the room, who's everyone looking at? They're looking
Dude,
at the
real quick, I just want to shout out that Phil Lord just tweeted at me and said that he supports us doing this watch along tonight.
What?
So if anyone wants to go to my Twitter feed and say thank you to Lord and Miller, you can actually see it on my in 1 hour that we're doing this. Go give them some love and thank them for making this movie and just be like, we sent you over there because that means the world to me. My God.
We love you, Lord and Miller, very much. Oh my God, sardine on the run. Oh,
Senpai noticed us. Dan, now you're famous. I actually have a story about Lord and Miller, and so perfect. I think I can tell it now, but when I went to see Captain America, The Winter Soldier, the night that movie opened, I actually also got to go to a test screening of 22 Jump Street, and I met Lord and Miller after, and Lord and I were talking outside the theater, and I was like, I've got to be honest with you. I've been a fan of you guys for a long time. I grew up watching Clone High on MTV, and he goes, you have to be like our youngest fan who actually knows what Clone High is. And he was like, thank you. Like from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Because I don't think that they heard that very often, especially from someone at the time, I was 24, not 25. A lot of people probably hadn't even seen Clone High. And again, if you've never seen it, I think most of the episodes are on YouTube. There's only 13. You guys should definitely check it out.
I feel so bad for him.
I know, man. I really do too. But
Water looks great too.
again, the animation, the way that the tone of all this is set, like the colors, everything they did was just so impressive. And I love it for that.
That was dramatic.
Yo, that happened in the Star Wars movie. I gotta stop referencing Star Wars. It's a problem sometimes.
Ouch. I feel that. It's okay. It's just pain.
Anna Faris gets overlooked in the conversation of great female comedians.
Her podcast is really good too.
I've heard that. I haven't listened to it yet. I really.
I listened a little bit, but Elizabeth, my wife, listens to all of it, and she's a big fan.
We do stand Liz Haddad in this space.
That's right. Unable to win. Yo, Cloudy with the chance.
Yo!
Yeah, what's going on, man? Unable to win. Yo, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Again, maybe arguably, to me, one of the best directorial debuts of anyone of all time. Lord and Miller really put their names on the map with such a fun little animated film.
Is that mustard?
In this, again, so we haven't really talked about it. This movie is clearly like a spoof film on the disaster genre, and I love that Flynn is the very typical scientist-y guy that people don't trust, and they think he's going to do everything wrong, and this is such a brilliant way of he is kind of that, but also he's so human that you want him to always be right. And so as everything starts to kind of happen right here, it's just so perfect.
The creatures that live here are so weird.
Yeah. Does that bird rat remind you a little bit of the cockamouse from the first season of How I Met Your Mother?
Yes.
A little bit. It kind of gives me that.
Cockamouse.
This is, again, because every one of these
over-exaggerated Spielberg faces.
Yeah. Because every one of these disaster films has that type of moment also. My favorite. Oh, man. It's just so perfect. I love the colors. And this is, again, look at the colors in this. It's beautiful.
And the juxtaposition of how gray and gross Swallow Falls is.
Yeah. Malcolm, don't mess with my emotions like that. If Lord and Miller came to hang out with us, I'd lose my mind. Excited! Yeah, dude did pull his beard off.
You know who else recently pulled his beard off? James White.
That's true. James White is now pretty much beardless. It's a weird thing.
As I put in a theory in our little private chat, I don't want to say it out loud yet. I need you guys to let me know if I sound stupid first.
You think that it's... Oh, I can see what you're saying. The designs are similar.
They are. I looked it up. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Okay, also, I don't know if you guys have watched the behind the scenes of this movie, but when they're actually eating with the food in their mouth as everything's falling, they were actually eating the food in the sound booth too. So that really, it works. And I think that it makes it more authentic than trying to make it sound like you had food in your mouth. I think it's a really great move, actually.
This music's actually fantastic.
Oh, yeah. The score to this movie is great.
She sounds really relieved, like, in this scene. Because, like, this is her big break, and, like, she seems almost more relieved and, like, excited that she's getting her big break right now. It's a really interesting directorial choice. With the performance.
Score for this is written by Mark Mothersbaugh.
That kid's so funny.
Bruce Campbell, man, he's so good as being, like, a skeevy, nasty villain. Lockwood?
We know how much you like chicken parmesan.
I love chicken parm. Brandon loved it more.
You know, Brandon, I make a mean chicken parm. It's true. PJ's seen pictures of my chicken parm, obviously. Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, wow. Unable to Win says, my mother bought this movie all the way back when I was in middle school. Now I'm starting college. It's absolutely insane how time flies. I mean, I was there opening night when it came out because...
That makes me feel so old.
Well, I'm feeling the same way.
I did...
Sorry,
but it does. Time does fly because it doesn't feel like this movie should be as old as it is already, and yet here we are. The animation is fantastic. The fact that he has had such a hard time saying that is just the best.
His eyebrows raising up is so good.
Hey, Brandon, how about you bring some chicken parm down to AZ and we can hang out and watch Cloudy together?
Cloudy with the chance of who?
Is Steve one of the best like sidekicks / henchmen of all time? Because I love him.
Pretty funny, yeah.
And NPH is just like very... I don't know what it is. It's just such a perfect casting, and yet it's such a simple move.
MPH makes a lot of sense, like just in general, because of his connections with Lord and Miller.
Well, of course, and again, because they did work on season 1 of How I Met Your Mother as writers and things like that. So it all checks out to me. That's why I did that. They are adorable together. I love their relationship.
Okay.
Sounds dangerous.
I just wonder, did everyone in the chat here, like, did anyone else see it in theaters? Did you guys discover this one on home video? Because it's had a very long life on home video as a favorite for a lot of people.
I'm pretty sure I saw it in theaters. I remember seeing it in theaters, but when it ran through the HBO cycle. I forget what it was on. I think it would have been on Showtime for a long time, and my family always had it on repeat because my dad loves this movie to death.
Real quick, Dan says, I'm sure it would have been Alan Tudyk if it wasn't MPH. This isn't a Disney movie, Dan. Get it together.
I was gonna say he was too busy with his Disney contract. They wouldn't let him do other animated movies.
Mike K says he actually caught this one on cable.
I saw this in theaters for sure.
This is so good. Manny is also great.
Flame de bear,
The cat meme. Wow, that seems relatively relevant right now, doesn't it? Fight the power, guys. I do hope everyone's staying safe out there and also being here, standing up for what you also believe is right now is very important.
It seems like a smart way to do it, Sean. Never seen it before. Listening to us.
Yeah, I mean, there's worse things.
Sean, put this on your must-watch list. Like, I know you have your list, and I know my movies aren't on it because I looked at your list, but put this one on there too.
Dan says, I didn't see it in theaters, cable or Netflix likely for him. And then Disney Magic said, this is one I knew was coming around, but I didn't think I showed any interest, so I didn't end up seeing it. Weird because we often go to so many animated films. Hey, I mean, look, animated films are a dime a dozen a lot of the time, and I get why sometimes you look at one and you don't know. Again, I think part of the reason for me that it pushed me is I just knew that Lord and Miller were working on it.
He really went to kiss her. What an idiot.
Hey, man. Hey, he thinks she's cute, okay?
Okay, but you still can't be going.
He overthought the situation. What a great line. This probably won't explode. And, of course, it's the big red button that you're used to being not helpful ever.
Here, Brandon, how about this? Fly me to California, and I'll wait for you. I'll wait in the tire line and risk getting COVID, so you can get tires, so then you can drive to Arizona.
I just can't believe that this dude just fucking tempted me with Pizza Wagon on our watch along like that. Okay, this is brilliant, by the way. I love that the news station starts saying what's happening, and people are actually going outside trying to catch the food.
This montage here is the sequence that most reminds me of the original picture book.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Also, this song slaps.
Snackadoos.
man.
A very high interest loan. You don't need the loan for that, though. That's just dumb business. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not mad. I do need an assistant. Brandon, I am very
You can't afford him. I can barely afford him right now.
I'm free. And I'm very qualified. I know what
You
I'm
hear
doing.
that, ladies? He's free and qualified.
That's right.
Oh man. Poultry in motion instead of poetry in motion is such a line. And I love it
There
for
they are.
that.
Yay!
Anti-gas tablets. International House of Human.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sean. You're the best.
Avocado.
I just want to shout that Sean does things for me, and he's one of the only people that treat me with the respect I deserve.
What about the rest of us on this channel, sir?
He's one of the only people that.
How dare you? That guy just eating the shrimp like that is something.
I just went to Bubba Gump not too long ago.
I've been watching Twin Peaks, so that dude with the pie, he just slammed it in his face, feels like something I should be doing every time I watch it. Oh.
This gives me big Click vibes.
Yeah. I like that even his voice changes a little bit when he's gotten bigger like that. It's the little attention to detail that makes it work so well.
Bro, could you imagine if BB-8 actually popped up?
Brandon, I did actually. It's actually quite good. I don't really do the soda thing anymore, but Dr. Pepper and cream soda worked.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, Dan, that was an aggressive avocado line read. I know, man.
Imagine if this dad had actually embraced what his son was doing. This dad would be a freaking gajillionaire.
Also, guys, if you're watching the video, could you leave us a like, please? It helps us out. And
like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, do all the fun things because we
follow me on
want to keep
Twitter.
you guys here.
What? I didn't say anything. Has anyone tried the Dr. Pepper and cream soda combo? No,
And
but I feel like
here-
you should try it.
We just brought that up, Evan. We literally just said Max and I had it.
Bro, look, it's my first show back in like 2 weeks.
I know. I love this sequence, by the way, where everyone's
with your FSU sweatshirt. Ugh.
I was gonna say though, I like this sequence because everyone's coming back to him now and like kind of groveling a little bit. I think this movie actually does a lot in 90 minutes. Like, I think it's got really great character arcs and really, like, actually very soulful and very real characters. And this is one of those moments for me. And it really is a movie about father and sons, like, all the way through.
Happy Father's Day.
Thanks, Brandon. Really appreciate that. He hears that disliking helps with the algorithm. So if you hate the video, let us know and comments help. Appreciate
You know what? Shout out to your you and Ryan Stelling's reaction to something. Oh, the Parks and Rec special. The one that got like a bunch of dislikes for no reason.
Hey guys, Michael Green just liked my tweet that we were also doing this just to, leave where we're at this point.
How are you not freaking out?
I'm trying not to. Michael Green, not going to lie to you guys. Michael Green's one of my favorite screenwriters working right now. So that's something. He wrote Blade Runner 2049 and Call of the Wild. And Logan and worked on American Gods at one point. Dude, Michael Green is amazing. So, if you guys like Michael Green's movies, you should also tweet at him and let him know that we sent you and just, let that dude know that you like his work.
Okay, so this is easily one of my favorite bits of the whole movie. The whole snowball fighting sequence is just immaculate. It's so hilarious.
It also has arguably one of the best uses of found footage in a movie in the camera work. Mike, he liked my tweet. What am I supposed to do? Phil Lord just retweeted us. I'm trying to keep calm.
Keep calm, man.
Oh, yes, he did just retweet it now.
Yeah. So, here we are.
We're screwed.
This, where Flynn tries to be a kid, is the best.
Point
To the death. The way he says that, to the death.
Dude, you know what's funny? When I was in Maine like 3 years ago, they're up there. They have real snowball fighting rules. Like it's a thing.
Yeah,
man.
Brandon, act natural.
Brandon
It's
says,
fine.
act natural.
Act natural.
Yeah, the way that the camera starts to move feels very found footagey in the right way.
It's funny we mentioned Elf earlier because this is sort of similar to a scene in Elf.
Yeah, right here. Look at this. It's so good. Little Bourne-esque.
The cinematography in this scene is great. It's very kinetic.
Yeah, it definitely has again
A
maybe
Sam
a little bit of,
Raimi feel.
yeah, a little Bourne feel. Also, the shaky cam a little bit with the action beats. It's just cool, and you don't see that in very many of these animated films.
That's true.
Hey, Max, that's your beautiful city right there.
It is. I like
In-
bubbly sugar. Look at bubbly older woman jeans.
Yeah, sugar
In
water.
New York, you can be a new man.
An advertisement for older woman jeans.
That's actually, now that I think about it, this is the first movie that they did this. But if you think of also Into the Spider-Verse, also having like ridiculously cool ads in the middle of a Times Square sequence is great.
Hey, my theory maintains true. I'm just not going to share it.
Dan says it's like an action scene. It's like he's murdering children with snowballs.
Except instead of snowballs, they're ice cream balls, so you can eat them.
Well, and that's, I mean, when he pegs the little girl in the head, I don't know if you guys noticed, it's with pink ice cream, so it definitely looks like a headshot. It's a little bit of detail that I like a lot and makes me laugh.
Are we sure this isn't a PJ mockumentary?
No, I'm 100% not sure that Phil Lord and Chris Miller actually just didn't follow me around and
So
said
here's
write
my
it.
question. If it was a PJ mockumentary, who is Sam Sparks supposed to be?
We don't answer those types of questions here. Sam Sparks doesn't exist. Remember, I'm divorced.
Make sure you guys check out the PJ Campbell show coming up on this Tuesday, on this Sunday, where we find these questions.
Great. Can't wait.
I will be taking over as host. It'll be the Frost Nixon of YouTube chat shows.
So we have 3 of those to look forward to at least. The that Jello castle is everything.
I would like to jump in a Jello castle.
Me too. I'd also like to eat the Jello castle.
There's a guy on YouTube who made a whole Jello pool.
I would like to swim in a pool of chocolate pudding.
Join me. The brilliance of the writing in this movie and the way that the lines are delivered is just so perfect.
How is it hollow in the middle? It's like Elsa's castle, but it's Jello.
Yeah. I mean, and the animation for it is beautiful because even when they walk, it reverberates.
Let it Jello.
Sean wants you to know he would also like to swim in a pool of chocolate pudding.
Sean knows what's that.
Dan, save it for the after hours show. Do we have an after hours show?
Hey,
Dad.
hey. Also, remember his most elaborate invention creation is for her. You know,
Dan,
one
is that set of Watchmen? You know.
This, what Sean, yeah. Very unsanitary.
Yeah. Very. I just love this anime. And again, if you guys got to see this in 3D, you'll know just how eye-popping a lot of these sequences were like this. The depth that they were able to find in the 3D was just beautiful and next level. This is probably my favorite 3D film that I've ever seen. It's definitely up there at least. I thought it worked so well.
I got that, Inside Out, and Coco are 2 others that stand out for me.
For me, it's How to Train Your Dragon and Hugo.
Yeah. Dude, Hugo's is. And I'm not even a big 3D guy. Part of it's because I have to wear glasses, but
right.
The after hour show is just Brandon's donation stream. I've heard about it. I saw it on Twitter. Brandon's donation stream. I saw a few
I
friends
actually
of
think
mine.
the after hour show should just be Brandon giving us different chicken parmesan recipes.
It's a great idea.
I feel like that'd be too much for an after hour show. I feel like we might get kicked off the air.
Real quick, I just want to talk about this. For someone who grew up really nerdy and geeky, I actually really liked this sequence.
You?
I know, Max, me, never. Because it felt like it tried to normalize someone who did in the same way they also did with Flint. But, like, we are so frequently pushed and made fun of for being these people. And I felt like this actually did it in a really natural and beautiful way that I felt for her. And I saw why she tried to turn her back on it. And it's just, it's a really nice character moment. And I think it's handled really, really well.
He's a dick. What an asshole.
Doctor Strange was good too. I will say that.
Also, I really do like what they can to make like Flynn not the most likable person in the world. Like there are times in movies where he is just such a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Which is good. You need those.
He's well-meaning too. That's the thing. Like he is, but he's also literally the problem with the film, right? And I think that the movie doesn't try to pretend that he's not actually an issue all the same.
It's like a reverse She's All That just happened.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that that's what I like about this is it normalizes it's cool to wear glasses. You can still be beautiful if you wear glasses. You can, you don't have to think that you're a nerd and get made fun of. There's something very important about that to me as a message, especially for young people. Lord and Miller, man, they find the heart in everything.
Okay, here we go. Hold on to your butts.
That's the second movie, bro. The joke being that the second movie is definitely very Jurassic Park related.
I need to rewatch the second movie. I don't remember it.
There's a leak in the boat.
What a brilliant.
Bro, what is he doing?
Disney magic. Yeah, I'm not putting Jell-O in my hair. Probably a better call, if I'm being honest.
God, I was so.
In this moment is brilliant. And her just like not knowing what to do in that moment is perfect.
I like that there's now a bib restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Or restaurant, I meant store.
The Roofless. They did make a restaurant for everything though, and I love that. Nerds are cool, man. I believe that is also Will Forte as the bearded man who they worked with on Last Man on Earth.
And who did a bad job in a recent animated film we won't name?
Yeah, well, no, they can't all be winners, but we're not gonna.
Which one? I guess.
It should be really obvious that we've only had like one this year, too.
Like I went to go watch them.
No, I don't think you saw it. Max and I did not like Scoop. For those.
Oh,
who
that
wondering.
one.
It had a joke that was about 16 years too late.
Sounds right.
That's a big steak.
It really is.
It's a good looking steak.
I do like, in a way, that their relationship is clearly fractured, but his dad is still trying to also be well-meaning, and he's also trying to be like, Flint, do you see what's happening? He's trying to be a voice of reason. Everybody except you. Yeah, Disney magic. Scoob, sad sigh. Yeah, that's how I felt watching it too. I wanted to love it. I'm a big Scooby-Doo fan.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Where are you? Watching Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
It's a nice hat he's got there.
It'd be a shame if I ate it.
That's all y'all went to a cattle ranch recently.
No, I've been to
That's-
one before. Back
that's
up in
pretty
Cali. I love that slow pull out this with the score. I think it's really beautiful. I think it's a great character moment.
It's from, we talked about this when we did the Tintin watch along, and not to like impugn other animated films, but it's clear Lord and Miller have a strong directorial eye, and they didn't allow the fact that this is an animated film stop them from designing the shots and directing it as they would if it were not animated.
Yeah, absolutely. They definitely treated this like a very real live action film, and I think it helps that again they also had live action background in a way, because it really gave them a chance to do things a little differently in a way that we're not used to seeing. And I love animation. I think it's one of the best art forms ever, and so them treating it the way that they did really makes it very, very cool. Yeah, absolutely. Dan says getting a big sad moment at minute 42 is in a movie like this is just how great the pacing is. Mike, Scoob is definitely the biggest disappointment to further move that. I unfortunately don't disagree. You know what? I actually think Lord and Miller could have done a killer Scooby-Doo film if you had wanted to update it.
I think they could do good whatever they want to do.
Yeah,
I agree, but I just mean I think Scoob as a franchise, like if you wanted to update it with someone like them doing it, I think it would have been very relevant and very timely and very, very cool.
The mayor gets so large so fast.
I know. It's a great character design, though. I love the way. And it also just shows how he kind of clout chases, too, right? He's a glutton, and the more clout he wants and the more famous he wants to get, the bigger he's also gotten. And he doesn't listen. And I love that. I think it's a very visual, obviously, representation of thinking that, but also...
That's kind of gross.
Absolutely.
this movie was ahead of its time. You can't change my mind. For some very obvious commentary about some very obvious political thing.
Yeah. Actually, the hair design's not terribly off if I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yep.
Interesting. I had never thought about that. He's not wrong, actually, in a way. It's a very interesting comparison I had never thought of. Also, this sequence reminds me of the idea of Jaws circling the boat, and I think it's quite interesting.
Shout out to Dan Nye for telling the truth, or for saying the good word.
Yeah, and also Disney Magic brought up that dropping of the sun sign is heartbreaking. It's a very subtle choice, yep.
But they did a good job by not making it subtle.
See, Disney Magic just said the same thing. I can't be the only one that's reminded of a certain someone right now. No, I think we are all on the same page a little bit on.
It says the mayor here can string together a complete sentence.
And it's also Bruce Campbell, so he's semi-likable while also being evil.
Oops, the PJ Campbell show gets political. We love to see it. It's my fault though. Bruh, he likes his pasta dente. We love to see it.
Jen Kemp, we are so happy to see you. Yeah, I do think this movie has gotten a little lost over time, which is why we were trying to do this as a watch along. I wanted people to enjoy it and see what we see in it. You know,
I think it's been really popular the last week or two, though, on Netflix. I think it hit the top spot in family films on Netflix now that they do their top 10.
Mm-hmm. That's how you figured out we should do this, right? Was it because you saw it probably towards the top?
Mm-hmm.
The song. So gone. That's so funny. Paris in the chat, baby.
What's up? Yeah, man. The sequel is good. I don't like it nearly as much as I like this one.
It has some great puns, though.
But it's got some great puns and some great humor. It's more of a riff on Jurassic Park than this is like of the disaster film genre.
Also, she's definitely trying to find herself right here, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm. I also like in a similar vein though of Jurassic Park though is they're bringing all these tourists to the island just as everything's about to go very, very badly.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, Jen, I used to watch it all the time. I put it on from time to time now, not as much as I used to, but it's so good.
Yeah, it's so unsanitary.
His eyes going big and small, just so good. Very good, Jen. The sequel went ham on the puns, but very well said.
Well, that's gonna be it for the stream. Thank you, Jen Kemp. I'll see you guys later. Bye. So I think there's some PJNs here.
I want flaming hot Cheetos to rain from the sky. That's so much to ask.
He's being so selfish.
Is this the best use of getting a celeb cast, but not getting like normal A-list celebrities to actually voice the characters? I feel like Lord and Miller were very smart in getting character actors more than big A-list celebs to try to fit the characters.
I'm always going to say Ratatouille does that the best, but I'm also super biased. But that's another good example, for sure.
Max, I thought I saw you going to say something.
I was just going to say that it's nice when you can hire names that are well-known, but who are also talented voice actors.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they'll hire big names to help sell tickets, but they're not very good at voice acting.
Yeah. I mean, how many animated films do we get to see Bruce Campbell in and things like that? The only other one off the top of my head I can think of right now is the Ant Bully.
I never seen
And Cars 2. A Goofy movie is a great example as well.
It is the Pixar approach to voice casting. I agree.
Yeah. Well, and I agree with Mike here. He says, in a perfect world, we'd see more professional voice actors. I don't disagree with that. And that's why movies like this I actually like a lot, because it's not necessarily voice actors, but quite a few of them have become known for doing voice acting and are actually good at it. They're not just being hired just to do it. It works very well, and I think they all got picked, obviously, to be the characters, and it works so well. Shrek's franchise was built on A-list actors, but they were built around the actors that they were portraying, so it's a little different.
Uh-oh.
This is awesome. And it's a little Cthulhu-y to me, actually. And I love it.
Kind of.
He's sitting with you.
I think the Lego Batman movie kind of takes a little something from this. The way how it changes color so fast.
Well, and again, Lord and Miller.
Oh, yeah. Bro, she's pissed.
Yeah, Jen said it best. Lord and Miller understand that quirky is better than clout when it comes to voice acting, and I think that's what a lot of studios still have not figured out.
It's an amazing shot.
Yes, absolutely.
It's incredible.
And it really does get that disaster feel going. It's a nice homage to Twister.
One take. It feels like a oneer.
Yeah, a nice homage to both Twister and The Wizard of Oz, of all things. It works really, really beautifully, and I think it just pops. Dan, I love how they turned the phrase "Mamma Mia" into a dramatic line. Me too. Yeah, Disney Magic. I didn't want to bring this up. That they said this was their biggest problem. They instead of getting the current cast of the show, they got bigger names to be more impressive, and that was my big problem with it too. I think that they got people who did not get the characters and did not voice the characters very well.
That's a great visual gag.
This is great though, because the father coming out and realizing like Flint might be in trouble with what's happening, and that moment, how much he still cares, and he always has, but he just didn't know how to show it. It's a beautiful moment.
Tomato tornado.
My tummy hurts being a dramatic line of how you can't get up and deal with things. Again, disaster movies have so many tropes and things, and I think that Lord and Miller, as filmmakers, really bit into the very basic tropes in all the right ways.
I love that it's a live-action dog.
Yeah.
Should be a great trivia question. What other movie outside of the Lego movies has Lord and Miller involved live action into their animated film?
All of them.
Oh my God, you're right. Oh,
Yeah.
Lord and Miller, look at you.
Lord and Miller, again, I've been singing their praises all night as we've been doing this because I've been a fan for a long time. Again, if you've never seen Clone High, that was the first thing I ever watched that I discovered. All the episodes are on YouTube, or you can buy the DVD off of Amazon. Either way, I really want you guys to watch it.
I think it's fun when an animated film has a bit of live action. Like I always loved Fred Willard and Wall-E.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rest in peace, Fred Willard.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at those colors.
I love the animation of this film too. It's the best.
I love that this movie decided that science equals colors. It's so true.
Yeah. Well, and Jen, before you hopped in, I don't know if you, when you started watching, we were talking about that. That's when the movie comes to life, is when the colors start to pop, because everything is so dour at the beginning because the life is boring. There's no taste. Everything is sardines, and they've come so far. And I love that. The world and science and smarts and being alive is colorful. But now that everything is even more dire, everything is red, like a dark contrast of the colors that we had earlier. Like, it's very dangerous feeling. Kind of looks like Mandy, actually, right now.
Mandy.
Magic. We should do a watch along to Mandy. That would be wild. I don't know how many people in the chat have seen Mandy, but that is a great movie.
I'm not doing it. Not live on camera.
Why? It's not a horror film.
I'd be so squeamish watching that.
Color Out of Space more than Mandy, in my opinion. Benjamin Brad. Dan, I'm Mandy. Oh, God. I don't know if that's a ringing endorsement or not, Dan. Let me know in the comments.
Hilarious.
So good.
That is a great joke. My dad's name is Cal.
It is.
Wait, his name isn't Miles? Damn.
An amuse-bouche. What a great use of that.
What's an amuse-bouche?
Yeah. Ooh, Mike K throwing down. He said we should do a double feature of Color Out of Space and Mandy.
There isn't enough psychedelic drugs in the world for that double feature.
And yet, I kind of want to do it.
No.
Not going to lie to you guys. That's interesting. Might have to mull that over.
You're really trying to kill me, bro.
See how our first double feature goes.
Yeah, we'll go.
Yeah.
We'll check that first. Actually, that's a good point. We could see if we could try to get Brendan to be on if we did Color Out of Space.
Brendan Urie. I'm kidding.
I do like Brendan Urie, but it's a different one that he was talking about.
Yeah, I know. Brendan Meyer.
Mm-hmm.
Kid.
Currently of Team Shazam in the Movie Trivia Schmodown. Also, guys, if you haven't watched Jen Kemp's match in the Movie Trivia Schmodown, go watch it. She made a hell of a run on her very first debut match in the IG League.
I agree. It's impressive. Very impressive.
Dan said Mandy is like if SNL Stefan made a movie. That's interesting.
I think they should make a Stefan movie.
I would love that. It's one of those things that I worry that in a lot of SNL typical fashion, some of the jokes run out too quick.
I feel like if anyone could do it, it's John Mulaney.
Not wrong. Script. Yeah. Hey, Kale's in the house. What's going on, Kale? Good to see you, man.
Oh, you're welcome, Jen. You deserve it. It was a great match. You did great.
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% believe that, and I think that she is going to have a very long future in the league as long as she does not get screwed over by numbers. And as the main writer, I feel bad as her friend that she feels like she got the wrong numbers. Oh, man. It's hard being friends with everyone in this goddamn league.
Oh, he's sleeping in a trash can because that's what he feels like.
I know.
Trash.
Lord and Miller they're subtle without being subtle. And it works. In any other movie, that would feel so too on the nose, but in this movie, it feels right for who Flint is as a character.
Also, he looks more childlike in this than he has for outside of him being a child.
It's the lighting, too.
Mm-hmm. Because he's having the realization now that his father understands him in this moment and
We-
wants
we-
it to be.
We've got DM to Carpe is another really clever line.
Jen, I wanted 11 for Eldon. Alex stole it from me.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right, Jen Kemp. You know what's up. Where is it? Where is it? It's right here, Jen. That's
Kale.
right. We know what's up in this house.
I just want to say that it's going great. Phil Lord and Chris Miller have both let us know that they're happy we were doing this watch along tonight. And Michael Green, of all people, actually decided to also like the tweet. We're doing well tonight, man. We're doing well, and we're glad to have
PJ
everyone
is not
here.
okay, is what he's saying.
I'm doing great. Oh,
Is he
man,
watching Golden Girls or Cheers or something tonight?
That's a great question. What series finale are you watching by mistake right now that you don't know about?
Oh,
There's a macaroni in
Yeah.
my head.
The shot of the school getting hit by a pancake makes me laugh every time.
This is also very much like the book, The
Yes.
Pancake.
The kids, though, no school. They're so excited, and I love that. Is this the best Lord Miller? Oh, man.
no.
It's
There's
up there for me. I think it's really special because it's their debut, but again, I have a huge soft spot for 21 Jump Street. 22 is great. The Lego
There's
movie
a
is
Spider-Verse
fantastic.
that exists.
They
Yeah,
didn't
but they
direct it.
I think they
so
didn't direct it, but they're all over that movie. Like, all over it.
I also would give it, again, and I'm going to say it. I've been saying it all night. Watch Clone High. I'm going to keep pushing everyone to watch Clone High. It's brilliant. The mayor, of course, he tried to warn him, and the government official.
Wow. Could you
Never
imagine a
happened.
government official skirting responsibility and picking someone else to blame? That would never happen.
Never, ever. Especially in the middle of a disaster like this. This could never happen in real life. I'm not bitter. Guys, please stay safe out there. That's all I ask. Our government is a shit show. Wear a fucking mask.
Yeah, wear a mask.
I love that. Now it's time for all of us to pay the bill. The dialogue in this movie is fantastic. Yeah, they keep throwing the TV with legs into the background. It's everywhere in the movie, and I love it so much.
The pacing of this movie is just on point.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 90 minutes and a handful of seconds. That's how fast this movie works. And that's why I enjoy it so much. I mean, it just moves. Yeah, you're a stupid man. You don't get a kiss for after everything you did. Come on now. Disney magic, real life politicians are far more dependable and professional than that. I want to believe it, but the world is a different place right now.
I'm also a comedian. Sub Studios. How many
Yes.
father movies are we going to have?
I don't know, man. We didn't do it on purpose. It was just something we decided would be fun, and I love watching anything that's kind of interesting. So, again, we're glad to do it. We're glad to have fun with it, and we're glad you're here. So thank you for being here, Sub Studios. Kale says he's actually in the middle of moving.
So there's your surprise series
Yeah.
finale.
Love it. Hopefully the move is going well, my friend.
It's
Mike.
like Will Smith looking into the empty house in Bel Air.
Oh, God. What a series finale.
What a great show.
Dude,
Which
guys,
is
this music is
HBO Max.
immaculate.
I think Mark Mothersbaugh is a really underappreciated composer.
Agreed.
Honestly, though, I first knew his name because he scored Rugrats, the TV show, and I always used to see his name in that. And then he's gone on to do a lot of great work, but not for as much credit as some more bigger name prolific composers.
Yeah, it's really too bad. He's very, very talented. What a great get by Lord and Miller for this film. His music is perfect. Because, again, since this movie is a spoof and a send-up to disaster films,
Beautiful shot that is. The colors, the purple and blue.
you know what it reminds me of is Independence Day. It's very similar to the scene in Independence Day when they go up to the mothership for the first time.
Jen says, I was having a discussion the other day and realized that there's tons of great father movies, but mother movies are depressing as hell.
You're
That's
not
interesting.
wrong.
Great mother movie that we didn't get the chance to watch. Incredibles 2. Different time for a different day.
Brad Birdmonth will have to come back again.
It will.
The world just
To Jen's point, Stepmom comes to mind, which is super depressing.
yeah.
Tangled.
Steel Magnolias.
Yeah, Dan. 100% about ID4. Disney Magic saying, "Oh, I hadn't caught that before." I think this movie works a lot more on adults than kids because I don't think I appreciated the movie as much when I saw this as a movie team. I mean, you and I are not too far off in age. I, again, was super into it because I understood who these guys were going in, and I just was very caught up in a world that was a spoof of things that I recognized and knew.
I was already in my mid-20s when it came out because I'm old. So,
but what I was going to say also on top of that is that I'd also grown up watching like Naked Gun and things like that. So my mind was trained to be very into the spoof genre. And if you weren't trained on it, you wouldn't know.
The interesting thing about Lord and Miller's movies that they've directed is they have strong elements of parody and spoof, but they're not like fully spoofs.
Right.
Yeah.
There's not a subtlety. These are the jokes, but the subtlety of the way that the parody is integrated into what they're doing overall. Like 21 Jump Street has some great moments of parody to cop films, but I wouldn't call the movie a spoof at large.
No, I think this is arguably the most spoof movie they ever made because it's such a clear send up to disaster films, but it's still very much its own thing, you know?
Max, be careful. Dan's hitting on you.
Not a day over 26. I just turned 33 on Friday, so.
Yeah, Dan also said 22 is pretty full meta, but not spoof. Yeah, and Mike's point says they're genre spoofs as opposed to direct one-on-one parodies, and I agree with that.
Good point.
Because I mean,
what a dick! For he's such an asshole sometimes. He chose not to listen to her, and he fucked himself for it. Fuck the mayor. Oh, it's a big baby. Oops.
Ooh, Parent Trap is a perfect mom movie, by the way. Also, this was my first Lord of Miller thing when this came out. Kale, I'm going to say it again. I'm going to push it one more time. Go watch Clone High. Go watch it. Please go watch it.
Are you getting paid every time you mention it on this stream?
No, I just want people to watch it because I think that show is utterly brilliant.
Speaking of getting paid, we have a Streamlabs.
Oh, that's a good call. I'm going to go ahead and put that in the chat right now. And again, if you guys donate at least $5, we've got a bunch of digital codes for movies that we would love to give away to you on top of it.
Hey, did Sully ever get?
No, he never even texted me, even though I told him to.
God damn it, Sullivan.
John. This that reminds me of the Killer Clowns tent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Indeed, we love a good segue, Disney Magic, and I'm not just talking about the thing you ride around. I'm all like Paul Blart.
You know who does not like segues? Apparently, is Patrick Hogue, who is not here tonight.
Hey, I messaged him today. I talked to him. I told him to get a Facebook.
Yeah,
so we're still working on that.
No, I know. Patrick Hogue is not a fan of segues in animated movies. Apparently,
stop. I will not stand this landing.
Oh, Jen coming in hot. The Parent Trap where parents disown one of their kids because they couldn't be bothered to commute. Ooh.
This kind of reminds me of, oh my God.
I love the mouse across the screen. That is like what it's always been like to talk to my parents when it comes to technology. Yes. When I was at Disneyland one time when I was on vacation before I lived in Los Angeles, I got a phone call while I was in line for the Jungle Cruise because my parents couldn't figure out how to use their new Blu-ray player. And I had to try to tech over the phone with them, and it was my worst nightmare.
That scene just before with Flint reminded me a bit of Onward, where they're riding the big Cheeto as a boat.
Yeah. I
did an online class while I was in the line for Jungle Cruise. I think a lot of technology happens before you get on the Jungle Cruise.
By the way, Sub Studios said, I watched Clone High. Cliffhangers are dumb. Where's my Clone College? Lord and Miller have been kind of teasing that they might be doing something new, and I'm really hopeful that it's going to come to fruition. I know that Bill Lawrence has also talked about it, and actually, you know what else is that Zach Braff and Donald Faison actually teased the potential of a Scrubs film now that because of the Psych series getting movies now too. So there's a potential that we could get two things. I'd be very curious to see how that comes together. Dude, I want a Clone High sequel so bad, you have no idea. And
bro, The animation's so good.
It's so good. And this is a very much like the Day After Tomorrow type of disaster film.
The big difference between this and The Day After Tomorrow is this doesn't have wolves.
That's true.
I actually like The Day After Tomorrow, except for the terrible CGI wolves.
I really like that movie too. I think that's actually maybe Roland Emmerich's last great disaster film. But because White House Down's not a disaster movie.
It's a lot of fun. Jake Gyllenhaal and Emmy Rossum are great.
Yes.
Dennis Quaid is solid.
Woo!
It just has terrible CGI wolves. Oh man, that's cool.
I was also going to say real quick.
Well, that was a T for the actor who played.
Yeah.
That.
Also, I just wanted to also say to Sub Studios, if you watch Into the Spider-Verse close enough, there is a Clone College poster in Times Square also. Just throwing that out there. Baby Gyllenhaal, yeah. Mike, yeah, Clone High revival right now in the adult animation would be perfect. Yeah, exactly, Dan. They've talked about it on there. There was also talk a couple of years ago, I think Slash Film had an article, if you go back and look, that they had talked about potentially crowdfunding a Clone High film.
This is horrifying.
Yes, it's absolutely horrifying.
Why have they come to life?
Though.
Because the food is getting smarter.
It's becoming sentient. Could you imagine if you went to take a bite in a hamburger and it was like, "Don't eat me,"
Bruh.
Well-
Yeah. It was scary.
And again, I think that one thing we forget is that a lot of these disaster films have an air of horror in it, and this is such a great love letter to that air of horror. If you think, again, ID4 has a great use of horror with the aliens in it. Will Gandhi be... Oh, yeah. What's worse?
I think the quality of the CG is worse in Twilight, but they make sense to the plot of Twilight, whereas in Day After Tomorrow, they're just a stupid contrivance. So
yeah. Will Gandhi be censored? I don't think so. It's a spoof. It's a satire. I think you could still get away with it. I mean,
have you ever seen Gandhi 2? There's a YouTube spoof out there called Gandhi 2. It's my favorite thing.
That sounds about right. I think, didn't UHF also have a Gandhi spoof in it?
Maybe.
I just got Gandhi in 4K because I got the Columbia
I'm so jealous.
Classics Collection Volume 1, which has a lot of great movies in 4K. Beautiful set.
I actually really like this too. Great character growth for Brent, actually saving them and realizing he has a place in this world past being baby Brent.
Yeah, I think the character work for Brent's really solid.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought so. Dan's got me. It was a joke in UHF, and UHF is wonderful. Another spoof film, if you've never seen it, written and starring Weird Al Yankovic. A young Fran Drescher is also in it. Michael Richards is in it. It's a good movie.
Oh, they're both allergic.
That's a Marshall and Lily move, again, from How I Met Your Mother in the Olive Theory almost. But this time about allergies. That cosmic shot. Oh. Yeah, the mustache joke is perfect.
It's coming towards New York.
You had to get the shots of New York of landmarks being destroyed, right? I mean, every disaster movie's got it.
In New York, you can be a new man.
That's I was right! The dude being I was right makes me laugh.
Is that a BLT? Yep, it's a BLT on the Eiffel Tower with an olive on top.
Have you ever had a BLT with an olive on top? Never tried it.
I care for olives so much, so I wouldn't want to risk something as amazing as a BLT with an olive.
That joke.
A great joke.
Yeah, so good. And again, what a great joke right there. For some reason, it's attacking all the landmarks first across the world.
That's kind of like what we've been doing by pulling down statues that should be pulled down. Not to get political.
I mean, what?
God, this movie, man.
Oh no, she's getting oh no, her allergy.
This is a great moment for Flint, too. Is it a Mission Impossible reference? A little bit, maybe. I could see that. I love that this plays in like every dramatic moment where someone has to tell their feelings. And because it's a kid's movie, it's like, so you like me like a friend? No, I like you. Just,
Again, make sure you guys check out the PJ Campbell show this Sunday.
We will be having an incisive conversation about the romantic exploits of Patrick Campbell.
Yeah, all those romantic exploits.
There will also be a half-an-hour segment about Di Serona.
Di Serona.
Oh, I'm getting tipsy, y'all. This is the perfect movie.
The other half will be about Ray Blue.
Very good, Evan.
Good.
You know, I thought about doing a live video of going through my collection and showing people the stuff that I own.
That would be like a 13-part series.
I know. If people want to know the movies I own, I might consider doing it if we decided it was a good idea. You know, if it's good enough for Dan Merle, it's good enough for me. This is a great Twilight Zone reference.
Okay, I love these gummy bears.
Yeah. Great Twilight Zone reference. If you guys have obviously never seen the original Twilight Zone, it's a great... Yes. This is brilliant.
This is awesome.
Yeah. Steve becomes the hero and just ripping their heads off, and it's so good. Great action beat. This, though, he pulls the heart out.
Hey, PJ, Jen wants to know, how do you organize your collection, though? That's the real question. What is this, high fidelity?
It is all alphabetical by keyword.
By keyword?
Yeah, so
By keyword.
It's very specific because if it comes to the MCU movies, they're all Marvel Studios films, so the keyword would be Marvel. So they're all in the M section in the release order.
Do you keep your Criterion separate?
Yes.
Do you keep
that person.
Your 4K separate from your Blu-rays?
No, they're mixed in.
I kind of do the keyword thing too because I have all the James Bond movies under J.
No, Blade is not within the MCU unless it's...
He will be.
He will be, but not right now.
Ali is going to kick ass. Kick butt as Blade.
I also have, all the Zorro movies obviously are under Z. If it's an X-Men...
The Mask of Zorro on 4K. I can't wait to watch it.
It's so good, man. The X-Men films are all under X, including Wolverine and Logan.
That makes a lot of sense.
No, but with Logan also and things like that. So it's all specific for me. Glad we had this conversation.
Yep, he used a shrimp as a grappling hook.
Look at those ice cream sandwiches. It makes me want one.
Sausages! What about
Deadpool? So Deadpool's the weird one. It's an outlier just because it's not necessarily actually part of the universe. It's really its own thing. So I do have them under D.
The cat again. I'm sorry.
I love that cat.
I don't like Deadpool that much.
I love that first one.
It's okay. I laugh. I like to remove.
It's way too similar to a Plumbus for me, and I'm uncomfortable.
What?
That looks too similar to a Plumbus for me, and I'm uncomfortable.
It's a little.
Plumbus is something from Rick and Morty.
It's a little semen-y.
That exactly.
That kind of looks like a
Poor Jen. I get that, Jen. It's why I've been munching on this popcorn, healthy pop stuff while we've been watching.
Oh, you better believe I'm going to make some hot dogs after this.
Can we just appreciate that his very first invention ends up being the thing that also saves the day?
His very first invention is also so gay positive. It's
That's
so
right.
Yay.
Flynn says gay rights.
As he should. Yay for gay.
I don't. I'm
Right.
going to ask the chat. I don't know if anyone in the chat. There's a Cloudy animated series that I've never seen. Has anyone seen it? I'd be curious if it's any good.
What platform is it on?
I saw it on Netflix today. I think it was on Cartoon Network originally.
Interesting.
But there is a Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs TV series, and I've never seen it, so I'd be curious if it's actually
It's gorgeous.
worth a watch.
Absolutely gorgeous.
And again, the pacing of this, man, we're 80 minutes into this movie right now, and look how fast it's moved. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, I feel like we've been watching it for 10 minutes.
Okay.
And that's the thing to me is like,
She said the background isn't helping.
it doesn't matter how short or long a movie is. It comes down to the pacing. A movie could be 3 hours, and if it's well paced, it doesn't matter.
Absolutely. I think people get caught up in runtimes for whatever reason. I'm never going to understand that.
It is Pride Month, and we here at the PJ Campbell Network are in 100% full support of Pride Month.
Absolutely.
Right.
And that includes all of our trans brothers and sisters
Absolutely.
and our non-binary friends and everybody. We love
No-
everybody.
No matter what some Wizarding World author might be saying online, I apologize, and I'm sorry to all of you if you've ever
Go buy the
or
Percy
offended.
Jackson books, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Disney Magic, I'm crying. It's almost over.
Aw.
Yeah, I know. I feel the same way.
It's just a good movie. It's a feel good one too.
It has so much heart and such great, and I know we keep saying this, but such great father-son stories. 100%, Jen. Love is love.
Love is love. And I just want to say also, hang out to the end. I'm going to announce what our live action watch along is going to be for next week. And I guess we need to figure out what the animated watch along
Well,
is.
you already have the next week live action watch along plan.
Yeah, we've had it planned. You and I planned this forever ago. Yeah. Yeah.
My face just lit up because
You forgot, didn't you? Is it next week? Let me make sure I get
I've been referencing it all night too. You just have to be attentive.
It is next week. Yes.
Oh my God! In New York, you can be a new man.
Is Chicken Run streaming? If Chicken Run is streaming, I'd be down to do that next Monday. If the chat wants that. They're saying any DreamWorks film, really.
Ooh.
Check it. What's on Netflix right now as far as DreamWorks goes? I'm curious. Max, you can.
I'm on it.
Awesome. God, this moment, dude. The first time I saw it, it brought me to tears because my dad and I have had a very fractured relationship as I was growing up. It's much better now, but it's such a beautiful moment, and I think it's so earned in the right way. Ed Harris just delivers the shit out of the way he does it, and I love it so much.
Another great just franchise or just like piece of media that does a really good job with this idea is DuckTales
Mm-hmm.
with Donald.
Yeah. It's a beautiful moment in a very beautiful film. I think it absolutely earns itself in this.
I'm crying right now, bro.
Oh, God, dude, it's so good.
No, Max. Oh.
It's okay. I get it. It's worth crying over, man. Dan Nye's never seen Chicken Run. Wow. Yeah, again, I am definitely a sucker for good male father and son relationships. It's very important to me. Where did that comment go? There it is. The chat moved on me. We did talk about Cloudy 2 before you got here, Kale.
Wait, you
very
know
funny.
who gives Big Brent vibes?
Huh.
Chris Clark.
He's not even here to defend himself, dude.
James Caan is the father.
Or James Caan. I've been saying Ed Harris all night. I'm so dumb. Yeah, James Caan.
James Caan.
God. Welcome to tonight. Also, these end credits are amazing.
Gay rights.
Gay rights. Bro, Miranda Cosgrove wrote the song. Nothing against Miranda Cosgrove.
Dan, it's not. I'm not about to cry after it's raining.
Wait, you know what movie would be great to watch? I don't know if it's on Netflix or something, but Sherlock Holmes. No, not that one.
Chad,
Romeo
definitely no
Romeo
points
and
for me.
Juliet.
I'm not about
Huh?
to watch Romeo and Juliet again, bro.
It's so good though.
It's fine.
It's so good. Oh, heartless.
I love that the spray on roofing. They still end up making their own. I like that it's almost a sequel, by the way, and I think that's really perfect. Like you kind of catch up and see what they've been doing since everything happened.
Reminds me of the credits of Wall-E.
That one is really good. Even the dad starts dancing, and I love that.
Jen Kemp said Evan no. I mean, fair enough, but
Thank you, Jen, for being sensible.
Romeo and Juliet no.
I am not a fan of Romeo and Juliet.
Despicable Me is on here.
No, really, Evan?
Despicable Me is a good movie. The first one is so good. And talk about father movies.
We don't need to do more father movies. Didn't we already do a lot of father movies?
You
Apparently.
literally just said there's always room for another father movie.
I mean, that's true. I did say that.
God damn it. All right. I'm going to keep looking then. We could do the B movie.
No. Could be bold.
I need pie. I've been watching too much Twin Peaks, you guys. Anyone in the chat watch Twin Peaks, by the way? I just curious, because I started turning my entire Animal Crossing island into Twin Peaks because I'm a crazy person.
I saw it.
It's been a lot of fun so far, and I'm looking forward to continuing the next time I hop on the game.
So, not on topic, but also kind of on topic, since we're like looking through Netflix stuff right now, can we talk about how smart Netflix is? They first released Avatar: The Last Airbender for us, but now they've re-released it in HD.
Nice.
They're going to make me watch it again. Freaking.
Well, can we talk about how smart I am, because I just own the whole series on Blu-ray?
Me too.
Oops.
You know what?
Physical media, bro.
I have it.
That was awesome.
It's so I hope you guys had a good time watching this number one with us tonight. It's a lot of fun. I needed this. It's good to hang out with friends watching a movie that just makes you feel good, and I think this movie does just that. So as we, we'll start with Evan real quick. Evan, what are your thoughts overall on this thing?
Like I tweeted to Phil Lord, in retrospect, I think this is one of the films that like helped shaped my love for movies. Because it's no big secret, my favorite medium is animated films. And I remember, when did this come out again?
2010.
2010. So this was definitely one I saw in theaters, but as a younger child, and I wasn't that big into movies then. But I remember this one is one that caught my imagination, and it was always playing in my household. This is like
actually.
Oh my god, I was 9 years old when this came out.
It's just a great movie, man, and
it's just so good.
I just think that it has the right amount of heart and the right amount of humor while also being like a brilliant satire, while also being like truly heartfelt. It just works on so many levels for me. Max, we've revisited it now 10 years later for you and I. How are you feeling?
I honestly liked it as much, if not more than ever. I would argue it's one of the best non-Disney American animated films of the last 10 to 15 years.
Totally.
Yeah.
Hits every note perfectly.
11 years, 2009.
It builds in beautiful character moments, great father-son stories, 3 actually father-son stories, like working in tandem with each other. It just works on every level. The animation's great. And also, I know we said this before, it's like this was a real coming out party for Lord and Miller, and they have continued to deliver on the promise they showed with this movie. They're some of the most exciting, witty, clever filmmakers we have going. And I hope they continue to get the chances to really express themselves as they want to, as opposed to what may or may not have happened with a certain other film that I still do like a lot, but I wish we could have seen their version. I'm rambling, but...
No, you're totally right, though. I think, and again, this was part of the thing that I said on Twitter when we tweeted that we were doing this, was that I still contend, in my opinion, this is arguably one of the strongest directorial debuts of all time for any filmmaker, because I think it very much had their voice out the gate of these are the movies we're going to, like, these are the kind of movies we're going to make. It never really strays from who they are. It very much is a Lord and Miller film. Mm-hmm. And I love it for that. And so it just really, for me, shows that the future for them would be bright no matter what they did. And I couldn't wait to see what they would do next, which ended up being, Lego Movie and 21 Jump Street. And how do you have a better, like, sophomore effort and then, junior effort, I guess, from that. Like, those are huge upgrades as far as filmmaking goes. Not in that
bad movie yet.
No, absolutely not. I don't think that as directors, I don't think they've ever made a bad film.
And I also love that they've used their name and their clout to build a strong relationship with Sony Animation and produce Into the Spider-Verse, which is a stone cold masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have this other movie, which I've already forgotten the name. Even Connected, which looks fantastic, and hopefully will deliver. I think it will. I'm really excited about that project. So,
Jen said this best. Honestly, forgot it was a directorial debut because it's so fully recognized or realized. Absolutely, and that's what makes it special to me is that. Because they had done so much work, again, on you look at Clone High, the writing they did on How I Met Your Mother, like, they'd been around enough that they knew the ins and outs of how to build a world. Because I still contend How I Met Your Mother season 1 is one of the best seasons of television ever because you can feel their voice because they wrote so many of the episodes. And I think the humor of it really felt like a fleshed out world. I felt like they brought that
right.
too.
No, I agree. The How I Met Your Mother season 1 is immaculate. Like,
we also can't forget that they worked on the Method and Red sitcom.
Yeah, which was actually quite good. I liked that show a lot.
It only lasted for a season, but it was really funny.
13 episodes, I think, on Fox.
Something that you can also like shout Lord and Miller about doing is a lot of their topics that they're dealing with become more mature. They've become more mature as they progress. So like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, a father-son story, great. 21 and 22 Jump Street, a really great commentary on cop culture and kind of how people deal with cops in a poor and like negative way. Because I remember watching like cops really did this, didn't they? And like it makes you realize, oh, that's not the right way to do these things. And then Spider-Verse, where they're now lifting other people's voices that need to be heard.
I think they've definitely used their clout and their power in the right ways.
They also produced Brigsby Bear, which I think more people should watch.
Which was great. And I actually thought Son of Zorn was kind of a clever concept of a sitcom using an animated character in the front. It was only a season long, again, also Fox, but it had a good heart. And I thought that it was finding its footing by the time it had ended. But look, there's no denying to me that these two are still two of the best filmmakers working in Hollywood right now. They are exceptional. I would have loved to see in the end what they could have and would have done in a galaxy far, far away. But
they are getting to do a sci-fi film next. They're doing a film based on the as yet unreleased book by the guy who wrote The Martian.
And it's starring Ryan Gosling, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah, so that is very exciting to me as well. Did we end up figuring out what we're doing next week? Does someone have an idea of a movie?
We could do The Road to El Dorado, which is on Hulu.
All right. How about the chat? Real quick. How are you guys feeling about Road to El Dorado next Monday? Because, we haven't done much DreamWorks, if at all, and, I'd be down to do it.
I really want to make this announcement, PJ. I'm now dying.
I know you are, and we're going to get to that announcement in just a second. As long as the chat is cool with it, let's do it. We're going to
Dan said it sounds real promising.
All right, so let's make it happen. I mean, I don't think Dan speaks for the entire chat, but
I think Dan speaks for Dan, but no one else.
Dan speaks for Dan. Oh, there it goes. Yep, Mike K, Kale. Yep, I think it's happening. So, all right, we're gonna do it. We also have, of course, as I said, Friday. If you guys are here, we're doing a double feature, our first double feature ever on the channel. And it starts 2 hours earlier than we normally do. We're going to start it at 5 p.m. PDT. We're going to be doing Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Rocketeer. I am super thrilled, man. I think it's going to be so much fun.
Guarantee you will see me eat something during that double feature live on the internet.
Me too. It's going to be fun, man. And I hope that if you've never seen The Rocketeer, I implore you guys to come and hang out. And I know you haven't, Evan. It's so good.
Find my Rocketeer toy to have for the stream.
I'm going to have my Rocketeer shirt on. I'm ready to go. The Rocketeer is actually my favorite comic book film, superhero film of all time, and I cannot wait to share it with you guys. Of course, please check out our interview with Robert Kicke from last week on Front Center Mezzanine. It is so wonderful. It was an hour and a half of pure delight. I want to hang out with Rob all the time. I think he's delightful. I think Max set up a really incredible interview, and I was really happy that we got to do it.
Yeah, and I think we also dove into some interesting thoughts and slightly sociological and political issues with some of what's been going on in the theater. And I think it's not just a fun conversation about The Lightning Thief, but also theater on a more macro scale and what the future may hold. So I highly recommend you watch part of it.
All
Do it.
right. So next Friday.
Can I wait? Can I do it?
No, I'm doing it.
In New York, you can be.
So
a
next
New
Friday,
York.
we are going to be doing a watch along to Hamilton, which is going to hit Disney Plus that day. It is going to be a ton of fun. I know that I am thrilled about this. Evan is thrilled. Max is
Just
excited
you
too.
wait.
Like, Hamilton is arguably one of the finest Broadway productions ever made, and I am so excited that we're going to be able to sit down and watch it and talk about it together in a way that a lot of Broadway theater is not necessarily able to do. I'm going to start with Max real quick. How are you feeling about doing Hamilton?
I mean, look, my relationship with Hamilton goes deep. I saw it twice. It's off Broadway at the Public Theater. I've seen it 9 times on Broadway. One of the original cast members sort of performed at my wedding. So, I enjoy Hamilton. I don't know if I'm going to be able to be on the stream because I'm going to be driving to Connecticut that day. I'm going to try and make it. I'll try and do my best. But if I can be on it, I'll definitely watch you guys watch it and be in the chat.
As long as you're in the chat and you're there with us.
I want to be on it. I'm going to try. But like I said, I'm heading to Connecticut that day. So it just depends what time I hit the road.
I get it, man. But we hope to, number one, I hope you get there safe, but we also hope you're here. You know, it's going to be a lot of fun. Jen says $5, says Hamilton's going to crash Disney Plus. I don't disagree with you. And then when is the suddenly soundtracks for premiere? We were actually talking about that earlier, right?
In July, I think the week after it hits Disney Plus, like the 8th or something. Yeah, the 8th.
Yeah. We're doing it in 2 different shows because
and I think I'm going to be on that, I believe.
Yeah, you are.
There's a really great cast of characters
I'm writing
that are be across all of them. Can I say at least one of them? Because my old roommate, Alex Marzonia.
Don't forget about the Enya.
Don't forget about the Enya. He is going to be making his debut.
If we're talking about Alex Marzonia, check out his music on Spotify. He has some
absolutely
dope tracks. Been lucky enough to see him perform live. I think he's super duper talented.
He is one of the most talented individuals I know. He is one of my best friends in the entire world. Please head over to his Spotify playlist. Give his music a listen. I cannot wait to have him debut on the PJ Campbell Network. And what a better way to do it than on Suddenly Soundtracks. That dude knows more about music than almost anyone I know. And I can't wait to hear him talk about Hamilton. All right, Evan, you've been sitting here. You've been stewing in this. How are you feeling?
Dude, I totally forgot we were doing this. I've been away for a minute.
Yes,
and PJ goes, you know what we're doing? I'm like, what are you talking about? He said, you know what we're doing? I'm like, what are you talking about? We're watching Hamilton together. And of course I'm going to watch it beforehand because like I got to get all my geekiness out at first. Because there's very few pieces of art where I'm going to preemptively say this is one of the best mediums I've ever seen or listened to without actually experiencing the whole thing. One of the first things I did that with was Avatar: The Last Airbender. Hamilton is one of the other ones as well. I haven't seen the show, but the music is like decade defining. It is
even just having seen the trailer they put out yesterday, I am positive they've captured what the show is.
Yes.
I forgot to add I was also at the very first preview of the show on Broadway in the 3rd row on the center. So
God damn it, Max.
Yeah, man.
I'm very confident that they have captured the essence of the show. And having, I wish, obviously, Hamilton was such a financial success out the gate that they had the money, but I wish every Broadway show had the opportunity to make a high-quality pro shot, even if they held on to it to release after the show closed, because there's so much. And, I work in the theater, and the experience of seeing something live is
there's nothing like it.
Beautiful. Yeah. There's nothing like it, but there's so many people who don't get that opportunity. And I think theater should be more accessible. And I understand the economic questions of having something available to stream while it's also playing on Broadway. But if these shows could film it and then release it after they close or down the line, so it's preserved in a way that's beautiful and so it can live on forever. I hope this and what Broadway HD is doing sets the scene for this to be something common that happens throughout the future of Broadway.
I've spent so much time watching stuff on Broadway HD since the quarantine started, man.
I also think we're going to start seeing like different theater companies trying and different like sets of producers who fund said shows figure out ways not to make it cheaper, but to actually like put it into their budget when they're budgeting a show from square one. which I think is really important to think about. And
one of the coolest things was, and early on in the days of Broadway HD, the revival of She Loves Me, which starred Zachary Levi and James Rakowski, Gavin Creel, and Laura Benanti, did it live. So they were streaming to Broadway HD live from the theater, which was super, super cool and a great experiment. And they were able to do that because that was always intended to be a limited run, and it was playing at Roundabout, which is a nonprofit theater entity to begin with. So they didn't have to consider how it might impact their investors, etc. But I think that was cool. And I hope as time goes on, and I think there's a big conversation that's been happening now about the accessibility of art. And we need to be able to allow everyone to see this art, and not just people who can afford a $200 or $300 ticket.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been very lucky to be able to see a lot of Broadway shows every time I've gone to New York with you. And I know that it's not something that everyone gets a chance to do. So I'm excited as someone who loves theater. Obviously, you guys can see it in the back. I've got all these Broadway window cards up on the wall because, similar to Max, like, I love Broadway. I love theater, and I'm excited to share my love for theater, and especially Hamilton, with you guys next Friday, the day before the 4th of July. It seems like the perfect time to really celebrate this.
Think celebrating Hamilton is better this year than celebrating 4th of July, because I don't have a lot of
patriotism
these days for many reasons. So let's make it Hamilton Day.
Absolutely. So with that, guys, I'm really happy that you are all here. You guys were an incredible chat tonight. You were fun. Thank you for joining us with this movie. I love having all of you guys. Again, you guys in the chat, everyone who watched, you make this possible. Without you guys, we wouldn't be doing this. Like, I appreciate all of you so much. From the bottom of my heart, from everyone here at the channel, I want to thank you guys for being through the last 4 months of quarantine and all this stuff going on in the world. Thank you for hanging out with us and watching movies and, just bullshitting with us. It means the world to me. I know it means the world to Evan, Maxwell as well. Like, without you guys, we don't do this, and I love you guys for it. So I'm going to go ahead and start with Max. Where can everyone find you online, my friend?
You can follow me on Twitter at CinemaXwell, which is shown below my name. My Instagram is at CinemaXwell Inc. I tweet a lot about movies, theater, and politics. Sorry about the latter one, but I'm angry about a lot of things.
Me too.
And I'm frequently here on the PJ Campbell Network watching movies. And, my show with PJ Front Center Mezzanine is every other Thursday. We have a really, really, really exciting show coming up next time.
I can't wait.
As I said earlier, we'll announce Wednesday or Thursday this week. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, it's going to be – I can't believe it. It's happening, and I can't wait. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
Our guest is a Tony nominee. I'll say that, and then we'll
I can't wait. All right, my friend. We will see you soon. Thank you for being here. And Evan, where can everyone find you?
Dude, y'all can find me right here on Twitter at Degraff Live. I'm doing my best to provide as many resources and different thoughts and perspectives about today's climate. Not climate, I should say, about today's issues and how people are perceiving them. And I think that, do your best to be informed. I also tweet funny things sometimes too, like my 12-year-old having an easier time talking to women than I do.
Your 12-year-old cousin, not your 12-year-old. There's a difference.
Did I not say cousin?
No, you did not.
God damn it. Well, anyways, follow me there on Twitter at Degraff Live, and also famous last words. I'm unsure if we're gonna have a show tomorrow. The crew knows this. I need a little bit of a mental health break. I've been stressing a little bit. Just that kind of just sugarcoats it, but yeah, we might have it, we might not, we'll see. But I love all your faces, and thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. I actually really do appreciate it. And also shout out to Sean Sullivan donating $5. Will he get his digital download? Probably not, because he won't text us.
He'll text me eventually when he remembers that I offered it to him.
When it's easy for him.
Well, Sean, I do appreciate that he tuned
Sean
in, even though he didn't even watch the movie with us. But I'll give him credit where credit's due. It's a nice thing he did, and I appreciate it very, very much. All right, buddy, we will see you soon. And of course, you guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at PJ_Campbell. You can find me writing over at the Movie Trivia Schmodown. If you guys are not watching already, we are in the middle of 2 tournaments. The IG tournament, which started last week. We've got the Star Wars tournament, which will be back on Wednesday. It's been a lot of fun. It's a lot of crazy movie knowledge going on, and I would love to see you guys all over there supporting the show if you are not already. And, again, if you have not already, please subscribe to this channel. Without you guys, this channel doesn't exist, and we appreciate you all so much for doing what you do day in, day out, week in, week out. You're all the best. We'll see you here Friday night, double feature, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Rocketeer. Going to be a blast. I can't wait to do it with you guys. We will see y'all soon.
I want to be so long. Farewell to you, my friend. Goodbye for now until we meet again. I said so long. Farewell to you, my friend. Goodbye for now until we meet again. Oh, it's been great to play and sing together in the box, and now it's time to say goodbye. Oh, so long, farewell to you, my friend. Goodbye, oh, for now, until we meet again. Goodbye, for now, until we meet again.